Hey YouTube, I'm going to be making a tier list for season 24 Apex Legends. This is going to be for the split 2. I'm making this right kind of, at the 2.5 week or 2 week mark of split 2, after we've seen a lot of the legends, on the rank 1 grind and stuff like that. So I remember comp and ranked are completely different things. So if you're coming here and you're thinking that some of this would be good for competitive and because TSM does this or because Falcons do that, that's not what you're going to find here. This is going to be ranked, and ranked, as you guys know, is just very non-stop. You're fighting everybody. You don't have to do anything smart. You don't have to make a methodical play. There's no strategy, whereas comp is like the exact opposite and is proper Apex Legends, and the one that I miss so much, and I wish ranked had it, but it doesn't, so that's fine. But this is going to be a ranked tier list. So right off the rip, I'm going to let you guys know that Alter in season 24 is absolutely an S tier legend, damn near a required ranked legend because of how much fighting you do and how much resetting you need to do. You need to be running Alter. I think the best perk would be support on the first blue perk. The other blue perk would be recon. I don't think that's nearly as good. It can be good. I mean, if you're trying to pick and choose what fights to take based on third parties and not get screwed over yourself, but it's ranked, and at the highest level of ranked, which is pred, right now, people are running at things for absolutely no reason. It could be because somebody's name is Tom, Dick, and Harry and they just wanted to kill them. There's no sense, there's no rhyme, there's no reason. That could be 200 meters in zone. So third partying is probably always going to happen, and support perk is going to help the best with resing quickly. And when people take your portal on you, you obviously have that window that it takes from traveling through the portal from point A to point B to res your teammate before they can take it, and then they obviously have that long travel time. So support perk lets you get the res up quick, get nades down on the ground, and when they come through that portal, they're insta dead, and that's just the best way to do it. So support Alter. Number 1 by far. Ashe, again, S tier right off the rip. Okay, so Ashe, non-stop. You could do double portal, you could do double dash if you're just, having fun with Ashe and you're kind of solo playing, whatever. But it's just a non-stop pushing and aggressive legend, and it's like 100% required. You see these two players on almost every single ranked team right now, and I've played a lot of hours so far in ranked. In this split 2 season 24, and these are 2 of the 90, these are 99% pick rates. So Ashe and Alter, definitely want one of those. Your third player choice, there's a few options here. There's even some teams that don't even run an Alter or an Ashe, which again, that's super rare, but your third choice is going to be Ballistic. This is by far the best trio that you can find in ranked right now. You can run all 3 together. Just because they're all S tier doesn't mean that you can't, one of them has to replace this guy or whatever. But no, you can run, this is the perfect 3, Ballistic, Ashe, Alter. Ballistic is absolutely insane right now. Not only is it visually annoying to try to shoot at a Ballistic, but the way that they have so much more movement speed, it's almost like Bloodhound ult. Literally everybody on the squad is damn near Bloodhound ult. And they're just running so fast, they're reloading so fast, they're shooting, everything is just quick. It's just an absolute dub for S here right now, and not to mention the skirmisher shit. Obviously, skirmisher is the whole benefit. That's why Alter and Ballistic are having their fun in the sun right now, is because their skirmisher class got huge upgrades. So those are your first 3 S tier choices for ranked. I'm gonna go through some A tier. I'm thinking Lifeline. Lifeline's still not bad, and you see a few of them. It's just they're not the best legend. I played a lot of Lifeline in season 23, and I've played a little bit in this current, but it's just not as aggressive as the other ones. And not to mention that the Lifeline ult, the Halo, takes so long to get to earn. You're forced into having to run an accelerator weapon, which is guns that by using them automatically or having them at least in your inventory, they level up your ult quicker if you get knocks and stuff like that. So you have to have an accelerator gun that's by far. So that's almost damn near a restriction. Not that they're not good right now. P20s, dual P20s right now, best secondary in the game by far, but you have to have them. So there's no fun in the sun. There's you can't do anything unless you're running that. Because you're just not going to have Halo, you're not going to have, you're going to need ult excels. Lifeline's going there. It's not the best legend. Beyond that, I mean, I've seen a few Horizons. Horizons not too bad right now for aggressive comp pushing and or aggressive comp, compatible legends that push it, super aggressive. There's a few. It's not the best though. I honestly don't think it's that hot. My next pick's going to be probably, we're going to have Bloodhound. I think Bloodhound is, it's hard to say. I'm going to put him in B. I played Bloodhound for about 3 days, like recently during this split, and I had some of the most fun I've had. Whenever players that are super hyper aggressive get scanned, they almost kind of back off or cower because they, like, obviously, you know, they don't have information that you and your entire team does now. So like Bloodhound for a moment there when we were having some trouble was actually doing like really, really well. It kind of stopped almost everybody up here's like hyper aggressiveness just by like kind of scanning them and then them kind of cooling off, which then enabled my teammates to kind of counter it and push up a little bit. So Bloodhound's not completely useless, but it's not near as good as everybody else above it. But it wasn't bad, so I'm just gonna put that in there. It's kind of a sleeper pick. Honestly, for the lower ranks, you could actually get away with that. And for teams without communicating, Bloodhound's still the best scan legend anyway. So Bangalore is pretty mid. Not really sure where I rank Bang, but like Bang is obviously not going to work with any of these other characters, or sorry, specifically Bloodhound. Like the scans don't go through smoke anymore and stuff like that. Bang's not the worst, but I mean, I think it kind of depends on the player. Like if you have someone who's a good Bang, like maybe that's kind of where the situation lies. Like just like if you have a good Bloodhound, like that can make it up, and if not, then it's terrible. So I'm honestly going to put them both in C. Catalyst is not too bad. I mean, Catalyst is a support legend right now. Or no, sorry, it's a controller legend. And Cat is not too shabby when it comes to like current meta. Like even in competitive, like Cat's there a little bit still. And I mean, you can get away with some rotates with Cat, and you can obviously stop people from pushing with Cat because all these people have to push through on, you know, like a huge wall, get slowed, have their vision screwed, you know, to be aggressive on a team. So, you know, Cat's not the worst. I haven't seen a Cat in ranked, but ranked is so, like I said, non-methodical and no sense that it's almost too smart of a pick for what you're going to experience in ranked. So I'm putting it here because I think it would be good, but only if you were good with Cat. Caustic, I haven't seen damn near any Caustics. I wouldn't rank them high at all. I'm going to be putting Caustic down in D tier. I love controller legends and I love like bunker building, like and holding houses and strategy, you know, gameplay and stuff like that. But the thing with Caustic right now is that altars can TP through walls. Caustic traps aren't going to be just placed on random. They're going to be placed at entrances, you know, where people think that people are going to push. And altar can absolutely completely screw a Caustic over by doing that. Ashes can dash through doorways, dash through any sort of entrance. So that like the Caustic traps are damn near useless unless you have them in random places in the middle of the room. So Conduit, gonna go in C tier. I mean, obviously it's a support legend, you get quick reviving. It's an aggressive player only because like you have the movement speed to be able to catch up to your teammates. So like if you're behind, obviously you can give them armor and also just beating up behind them, like using them as like a pulley almost with like that perk that it has. But it's not the best, and I haven't seen many conduits, if any. I think I've seen 2. Crypto is going to be in D tier. For ranked and stuff like that, like Crypto's just, it's just so slow moving. Like some of these characters are so slow moving, not even just the movement speed, but like the fact that you have a whole like interface that you have to use with the crypto drone to be able to do anything, and it's just not the vibe currently. People are moving too quick, people are too aggressive. If your person's not scanning, if they're not like, you know, if they're not watching through the drone and seeing what's happening, I think it's like kind of like Cat. It's too smart of a pick, but I think that there's even worse players for crypto than there are for Cat, so it's just not even going to be a good one. Fuse is not too bad. I mean, Fuse is in B. Fuse recently has been like a really annoying player to kind of go against. Fuse is up there in a way because, you know, you have unlimited nades, you have unlimited kind of just like annoyance to other teams that are either holding things or are just trying to push you or holding rocks or caught in a field or whatever. Like you have that big Fuse ult, highlights everybody. I mean, the Qs are just great. So I mean, Fuse is actually kind of up there. I've seen a lot more Fuses than I have anything underneath. Gibby, D tier. I mean, the Gibby ult, just like Caustic Gas, is just too slow. Like in Bangalore ult, like everything's just too slow about these characters right now. There's no Gibby bubble fighting. There's no shotgun meta, so it's going straight into D tier. I'm putting Loba in C tier as well. There's nothing Loba and Conduit really share that they share the resing and the support stuff, but there's nothing that they differ from in terms of like helping a team out. Like both are really bad. Altars can grab your teammates' banners from like 65 meters or something like that. So you don't need a Loba to get banners off the thing. You don't need them to get Mobies, because if you pick support on altar, which you should, then you get a Mobi anyway because you have all the perks there. So Maggie is gonna go down here with Fuse and Cat. I haven't really seen many Maggies at all. But just like Fuse, they can be extremely annoying, and they are an aggressive legend. They do push and they do go kind of crazy with that stuff, you know, with the Maggie ball and whatever and the speed boost. So it's not really the worst legend to pick, and it kind of fits the meta. It's just like a worse version of other characters. Mirage, D tier. Mirage doesn't belong anywhere in the current meta. There's no invisible resin going off. There's no resin in general. There's no fast movement on Mirage. There's nothing that's going to be super helpful. So Mirage. Newcastle's not the best support right now. Well, or sorry, Newcastle, yeah, no, is not the best support, especially for ranked right now. And not only that, but I haven't even seen any Newcastles actually. I don't think. I mean, I think that's for a reason. I think there's just too much slow pace gameplay for that. There's not enough time for walls. There's not enough this or that. Everybody's just sprinting, teleporting on each other, and I don't think the Newcastle's the vibe. Octane's down there in D tier. You fly up in the air right now against an Octane, or like you see an Octane fly up in the air, they're just dead. Like nothing's awesome with Octane right now. They have that skirmisher perk, so like when an Octane gets a knock, they get a new pad. But I'm of the opinion that the Octane pad isn't good at all anyway. So like it's just too easy to kill someone on it, and I don't think it should be like necessarily any harder. I think it should be like a different type of like flying maybe or something. I'm just not a big fan of like how easy it is, but I don't necessarily think that you want to make it extremely hard either, because then you just have one more person teleporting on you kind of thing, and it just turns into this weird thing. So it needs to be killable, and I like how Octane is killable, but like right now it's just killable, so there's no point in playing it. Pathfinder's in C tier. I think a good Pathfinder would be maybe fun to play. Like he could maybe help a team out, but you don't need him. The teleporting with Ash and the altar portaling back and be able to take the height with altar gate and all that stuff, you don't need anything that Pathfinder can offer you. Rampart's going to be going in B tier. I've seen more Ramparts than I have anything underneath here, just like how I saw more fuses and stuff. Rampart's not too bad. It's kind of a slow paced legend, but the minigun is honestly still pretty good. So the minigun carries Rampart for sure. The walls game mode just feels too slow for walls right now. Too much, you know. Like I said with other things, there's just too much movement. Control legends are just hard to keep up right now, especially since, you know, altar can virtually go through any angle. So it doesn't matter what control you are, it's just not going to be a good one. But Rampart's in B. Like there can be a good Rampart. There could be a good Rampart, and that's kind of the difference maker. There's a lot of characters in ranked are dashed down to like how good of a main are you at this, because then you'll be able to actually do something. Revenant's going to go in A tier. I've seen a bit of Revenants, and they're not the worst at all, actually. Revenant is pretty strong right now. It's got a little bit of a buff, and obviously it's in the skirmisher, so it gets the class upgrade as well. I would say it's more often than Lifeline, more often than Horizon for sure, and actually pretty decent overall. Seer, absolute just a trash, just nothing to Seer. We don't even need to talk about it. If you're gonna pick a scan legend, pick Bloodhound, and even then don't even pick scan legend. Wraith, not too shabby, putting Wraith in A tier. Wraith has been doing a lot of teleporting, you know, obviously with the portal and stuff like that. But Wraith's benefit to like being this high in the list is just her survivability. Obviously, if you get caught in a bad spot, you can Wraith Q out, and the Wraith Q did get buffed a little bit. So it's almost like the olden days where you get the instant Q, but it's a little bit different still, and it's super helpful for teams that are aggressive. And then one guy makes a mistake, maybe he can recover. So the Wraith's up there actually. Wraith's one of the main played. More so than Revenant, I think, actually. Vantage is just somewhere in the D's or C's. It's just, I mean, honestly, I'll put Vantage here in B. I think if Cat's going to be in B, I mean, Vantage can definitely go in B. I've seen a lot of Vantages. It's just not the best. I mean, maybe if you're good with it, I guess. It's just something I don't really see the benefit in, especially if you're going to have a movement or a legend that does any sort of movement or any sort of like dumping thing like that or whatever. I mean, there's just other better ways to take height and other better ways to take, you know, ground above a team and fight rather than just using the bat. I don't think the sniper's too excellent right now. I mean, it's as good as you are with it is as good as it is. Not too many Valkyries, put that in C. Valkyrie, you know, is occasionally used, and I have seen it. I wouldn't say it's the best at all. Not too bad though, but you know, it's just a mid legend, honestly. Wattson, again, controller legend. I mean, Wattson's one of the better controller legends in the game, I think, especially because her ult, you know, protects from all the throwables and stuff like that. And right now there is a lot of throwables. You know, you got altar Qs being spammed at you. You know, you got missile darts. etc. This and that. I mean, Wattson fences are great for covering so much distance and covering so much like area that you can use them honestly on just random walls in your building, and you probably catch an altar coming through. But even then, it depends on if the altar tries to like run back into the portal, because she's just going to be like obviously invulnerable for a little bit. So it's not the worst. I'll put it in B, but it's definitely not the best. So this is my tier list, I think, guys, right now for season 24.5, I guess, because, you know, we're a little bit through season split 2. This is the ranked meta right now at the highest level, which is pred. And then, you know, obviously this is not representative of comp or anything like that. So this is what I think is good. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about it as well. If there's any other videos you guys want me to do where it comes to like tier lists or this or that, or something very specific for YouTube that's not just a live stream, let me know for sure, and we can get something created for you guys. I'm not too keen or knowledgeable about doing YouTube, so just any advice you guys have, just let me know. Thank you guys. Watch the next video next time, and please subscribe.